The Abyss. Man, I'm not even going to pretend like this was easy because it definitely wasn't. Full disclosure, if you couldn't tell, it already said completes on the score tab. This is not my first run of this. I actually tried a few different teams and failed a bunch of times trying to get this done because the requirements were a little steep. But I figured out my problem. I was way too concerned with the buffs that these enemies put on because every single wave puts on buffs. So I was under the impression that you needed a dispeller to even do any damage and get this done efficiently, and that turned out to not be true. So I really should know better by now. If something's giving me a problem, just put Aphmau on the team and it will be fine. Because she really was the ticket. Putting her in here instead of Arciella. I was trying to go Arciella for a while, and I just didn't quite have the staying power with her around. I was probably just doing it wrong, because I'm sure Arciella could do this. Definitely. But this just worked out better for me. Now, I'm not even sure which run this is, to be honest. My plan was to try to be as conservative as possible, kind of leading up to the final wave, and then, at least with Shantotto. So that way Shantotto could just stun lock the shaman, and we don't even really need to worry about them. There was one run where I screwed up the stuns. Like, I wanted to break them both back with Zidane and then stun, and then keep it going before I went into the summon, but Zidane broke them out of order. So they just switched turns instead of both getting pushed back behind Shantotto's turn, and then we got hit. But we lived. I mean, it was fine. I just didn't want to deal with the debuffs and their buffs and stuff, but that was the only hit they got, and then they just melted. Because, yeah, the Brave hits themselves aren't worth that much, but when you have characters who get to just keep on attacking, you can shave that down pretty easily, and Zidane's gravity is a godsend, especially for this wave. Yeah, you don't really need debuffers. If you just bring a ton of Brave shaving, you'll be fine. And I do have to say, Zidane and Aphmau on the same team is really, really great. Because they stack the speed. I'm pretty sure how it works is, yeah, actually I could be wrong about this, but I know that Zidane has a really potent speed down. I think that Aphmau has speed up. I know she has another speed down that she inflicts. I could be wrong about that, but regardless, when you slow them down with Zidane and then Aphmau just takes a bunch of turns in a row, they keep recovering Brave, so you can keep pushing them back, and they don't get to go for a while. Like, think about that. There's no delays on this team, and we don't even need them. Leon would, of course, be excellent for this stage. I think that Square did that on purpose, where they release the hardest stage of the Abyss, which is by far this was the hardest one that we've ever gotten. Did they release this and Leon on the same day? I don't think that's a coincidence. I don't blame them. So we're gonna take some of these, but it isn't so bad. Bit of a risky move there. Since she's about to get double focused. There we go. Build up before we don't get cracked open here. Yeah, in some spots I was a little conservative because I didn't want to die. Like, you'll see me Brave attacking more than I ever Brave attack. I don't know if that was even necessary to do, but I just wanted to live. I was sick of dying. Well, I'll take that whenever I can get it. So B's going to start floating, so we'll have a little bit of time to break him down before A starts to do the same thing. See, it's not worth much, but we're healing up nice. Yeah, the hits aren't worth much at all. Yikes. That's okay, because we got this. Good enough. That sap and poison help a lot too for this. Broken. Probably didn't need to do that. But better safe than sorry, I suppose. Just keep them stuck in the air. So I do wonder when we're going to get the next installment of this and what it's going to entail. Because like I said, each one has gotten a little bit harder. The first one wasn't so bad. The second one, you notice a difficulty spike. And this one, they went above and beyond. Just for this fight, really. All the other ones weren't so bad, but this final fight, the turn counts, I haven't seen anybody get under 100. I mean, maybe it's possible. I'm sure it is. But yeah, it's pretty steep. I think my best, it wasn't this run, but my best run of this was 114. I think this one's like a 121 or something like that, but yeah. I just wanted the 1 million for the video, and I got it with this one. So we'll just upload this one. Works for me. This actually wasn't my original team. Yeah, because after messing around with a bunch of stuff, I'm like, all right, I'll try and bring a tank. So I brought Zach in place of Shantotto, and that worked out. I got to complete with that. But I wanted something with a little more oomph. Because I wanted to use Shantotto here so bad. And I realized that all I needed to do was pair her up with Aphmau and we were good. And Zidane has, yeah, I think I mentioned this already, but he's blue and dagger all combined into one unit. So really you just gotta bring a black and then whoever you want. So I opted for Aphmau. She's like the best third slot I can think of for any situation. Especially if you need heals. Which, we definitely do here. Yeah, another thing, with that debuff evasion, we just don't have to worry about the HP sap that these things do. That is, there was another run where I accidentally let the debuff evasion slide off. It might be this one, we'll see. And those launches help a lot. I don't think I would have gotten the 1 million score if it weren't for those. Because 120 turns is quite a bit. But when you're launching constantly, it's all good. Yeah, don't get broken. You don't need to break all of us. Probably could have attacked there, but... Yes, I definitely could have, because there were no breaks there. Definitely could have attacked there. And then broken the other two. It's always fun watching back, realizing what you could have done better. I think that does help you get better, though. If you're able to re-watch stuff that you have done before, realize the mistakes you make, and then just correct it later. I think it's helped me overall. I mean, I still find little mistakes in like every little run that I do, but overall I think it helps to just be a better player. Definitely, yes. Skill 2. Hit them both, and you can queue it back up again. Perfect. I think Zidane is coming to Machina's TCC spin-off challenge. Because I don't really care about, like, I'm gonna get max score, and I don't really care about that, because it's just, the challenge is, alright, everybody spin around. Like, that's the challenge, so I'm gonna go instead of, I don't really care as much about free turns, I don't really care as much about, like, you know, getting the best score. As long as I pass it, what I care the most about is I want a team that spins around more than any other team possible. So I think what I'm gonna try is Zidane, Garland, and Pinello, because all of them spin around like crazy. And hopefully it works. We'll see about that. If not, I'll have to opt for something else. I also read, yeah, Magnell said on Twitter and on the website itself that characters who just spin their weapon count for the challenge. So the fact that the only banned list is the synergy characters and anybody with burst, that opens the door for almost anyone to be eligible for this, which is definitely a nice change of pace, because, I mean, they did say, like, hey, let's have fun this time. And it's like, I don't know, beta tester Ricky must be having a good day, because the past few challenges is like, okay, no elements, don't get broken, you have to use Mog, haha, alright, go. This time he's like, let's spin around and have fun. I don't know what's going on, but okay, I'll take the mercy when I can get it from Mr. Ricky. That's gonna hurt Zidane. Yeah, they're both gonna get broken by this. But that's okay, because Aphmau is all queued up and ready. So we break you back. She'll be ready to heal everybody up when it's her turn again. Gets the splash, and he goes again. Yeah, now protect yourself, my dude. Seven brave. She missed that break by 7 brave. Wow. I don't remember that the first time around. That's cool though. Alright, let's heal this up. But yeah, looking back, I'm gonna say this is one of the hardest in-game stages there is right now. Probably the hardest game content right now is this. I mean, there could be an argument to be made that Dimensions End is that as well. But a lot of it really just depends on units available, because you can't just bring whoever you want to this. I mean, there's certain requirements that have to be fulfilled. So certain characters would really come in handy, like Leon, like I mentioned before. Alpha Nod is fantastic, because you got your blue crystal and you have healing right there, all packed into one unit, so that will free up another dagger unit like, say, Kais you could bring. And then at that point, I mean, you could just bring any other black, well, not any other black crystal, but you know what I mean, somebody like, say, like Zac, Leon, even Shantotto. You know, all kinds of options with this. But, you know, you gotta pace yourself to a degree. Like, you can't just rush in all the way. That was super close. Should not have let her get broken there. But we lived, it's okay. Don't use the EX. There we go. Save it. Yep. Get that in peril on the next wave immediately. And my God, she's got a heal, which good thing she can do right out of the gate here. Yeah, if she didn't have that up, this run would have been dead. I'm very thankful that this thing doesn't revive itself 3 times like the first time we saw it. Because I'm not going to lie, you fight this thing in one of the earlier Abyss stages for this Stratum. I forget what the requirements are. I think it's like blue crystal, black crystal, and white crystal. I could be wrong, but regardless, I was doing that fight assuming that this thing was going to revive itself, so I was being super conservative, and saving my summon is taking forever, and then I realized just how much the fight is dragging and how much life he still has and how much turns were going up, and I realized there's no way in hell they're going to have this thing revive. That would just be way too much. So yeah, going into that, I wish I would have thought of that firsthand, but I guess it tells you in the number of waves, which I didn't look at, of course. Always read everything, unlike me. I can't help but notice, as I'm doing this commentary, there's discussion about spinning characters still for this TCC, and Vivi is coming up in conversation because I guess you don't have to, the character doesn't have to spin. If they just spin their weapon, that counts. But Vivi still doesn't count because he came out after the Machina event. So you can't bring characters that get upgrades after a certain challenge is posted. Like, we already ran into all this with Alti and the Heretics, so let's not make that same mistake again. So yeah, I think I'd slow down a little bit with Aphmau. Yeah, I just kind of wanted to make sure everybody had battery for that AoE coming at us. Yeah, you can tell, like, if you're a person who has watched previous runs of mine and a lot of my content keeping up over the past however long I've been doing this, you'll notice I'm playing a lot more conservative here than I ever have before. Like I said before, 1, I was sick of dying. 2, this fight is really long. But we're still pretty stacked with skills. I mean, okay, Zidane's only got 2 of each, but we do kind of have just enough to really press on when we get to the last wave, because this thing's about dead. Could have went in with skill 1, but I wanted to save it. Because, yeah, I think we can kind of just HP spam our way through the end of this. That Zidane EX is almost up. Break for Shantotto. No! Never mind. She must have, like, I gotta look into this more. She must have some high defense, or maybe it's just Aphmau hooking her up right now, but to me it seems like Shantotto, I don't want to say she never gets broken, but there's been so many times where I think she's about to get cracked open and she just barely takes any damage. I gotta look more into why that is. I'm sure somebody who watches this will probably tell me something I'm unaware of, which I welcome. I don't claim to know everything. In fact, I try to be very honest about the things I don't know, because that's how you learn. Okay, Shaman time. You guys were a nightmare at the Fang Chaos, and you're no fun now either, so that's why I wanted to save all this juice for you guys. Because I don't want to play around with your shenanigans. And we get the stun with the sight. I probably could have went harder in the earlier waves looking at this, because I think aside from what we just did, we still have 2 more of those sights left. Yeah, because I think we used one in wave 1 and that was it, pretty sure. So we really can just go to town at this point. I was hoping that EX was up and it isn't. How unfortunate. Keep the damage nice and even. Oh yeah, I think this is the run where yep, I think this is the one. Where I screw up the order and then get hit when I didn't have to. Yeah. Yep, okay, I remember now. So on Zidane's turn, I should have just summoned. But here's what I go for. And they switch. See, they switch. So they get a turn off because they weren't stunned. I was hoping to bring them back, then go into the summon, then do the stun, but I should have just summoned right there. So that's 2 extra breaks that we didn't need to take. But it's okay. The fight's over. Because now you can't do anything. Shantotto is so good. Like, I really didn't think that I would like her as much as I do, but she's awesome. In fact, this whole team is all characters that have really surprised me. Especially Zidane, because nobody really talked about her this launch. Oh, beautiful. Nice. But he's solid. I really like him. It's always nice when you have a favorite character that just so happens to be really good too. Zidane is one of those for me. So yeah, we have an LD left to probably just go in for the kill. That's right, we do. Or no. Yeah, okay, we do have one left. Yeah, see, I had an LD left over. But what's done is done. Could have run a little harder, but it works. That's that. Alright, I'm gonna go start these spinning shenanigans in the Machina TCC. But until then, hope you enjoyed and thanks for watching.